Good morning from the Higher Grounds podcast, and welcome back to another Morning Minute Meditation. Thank you so much for joining me. My thought this morning comes from the life of Jonah, to me the most interesting prophet in the Old Testament. And when you follow the story of Jonah's life as found in the 4 chapters of the book that contains his name, you'll find Jonah comes in contact with several different groups of people. In particular, the first group of people that we find is in chapter number 1, and it's the mariners that he was on board the ship with as he was running from God. Now, first of all, you could make the point that if Jonah had been doing God's will, he would have never come in contact with those men, and I think that's a good point to make. But nevertheless, he's on the ship, and there are some men who are heathen. The Bible's very clear about that. They start calling out to their gods, and they need to see the reality of the true God in someone's life. Now, eventually, after the story is said and done, they do see the reality of God in Jonah's life, but it was God's reality in judgment on Jonah for being disobedient. In fact, the storm was all because Jonah was being disobedient. So here's really just my challenge. What's on my mind this morning is if you're a Christian, people are going to see the reality of God in your life. It's impossible to be a Christian and hide the evidence of God working in us. The question is, what are they going to see? Are they going to see God using your life because you're obedient and because you're following the Lord and what He has you to do? Or are they going to experience the reality of God in judgment? I think about these men, and I would say after Jonah left, they probably thought, I wish we had never met this man. Everything was worse in their life because Jonah was there. Sadly, that's the testimony of a lot of Christians. But Lord, help us that is not our testimony. I hope this will be a help to you, give you something to think about. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you again soon here on the Higher Grounds podcast.